Alright, there we go. Recording again. Speaking of Blockbuster, now that I'm back out here in the area where I used to work at Blockbuster, all my old customers still remember me. They still recognize this face. And it just amazes me. Every time I go out, even when I'm at IHOP at 4 o'clock in the morning, I run into a customer. I go to Chick-fil-A. The guy working the counter used to be my customer. I go to Walmart. I run into a customer. 2 customers that night. I got a face full of Hispanic double D's and Gothic Lalita because I was such an awesome employee. I always wanted to hug on that woman, and I got it. Man, she was a fine Hispanic woman. And I ran into her in Walmart, and she was like, "You look familiar." And I was like, "Yeah, you used to be one of my customers." She's like, "You're the guy from Blockbuster!" And she pulled me into a hug, and it was just like smoosh. Oh man, that was quite nice. I also ran into one of my old, and they don't just remember me, they remember my friend Clinton. You guys remember that video I uploaded when those guys tried to shoplift from us, and my buddy Clinton had the guy in the headlock? They remember him too. We were just the best. We were the freaking best. I miss those days. And they're all asking me, like, where do I work now? They want to come to wherever I'm working at. I'm like, well, I don't work around here right now. I mean, could I have been that good? It's been like almost 3 years since I've been gone from there. 3 freaking years. Even when I came here, right before I went to boot camp, just walking around, I ran into a customer. I go get a frozen pizza from that, I forget what that place is called, but they have great pizzas that they just make it right there for you. You take it home and put it in the oven. Right there, customer. The guy that actually owns that place was my customer. So I used to be able to go over there and get free pizzas. Commodore 64. I think that Blockbuster is hiring again, so I think I might apply. That would be the ultimate trollage for Blockbuster if I actually slip back in there. I mean, I went in there and the volume of the store has just it's gone down. I went in there on a Friday night when we were our busiest, and there was like barely anyone in there. And the volume of the store is probably like 40% less than what it was when I was there. Actually, man, they've changed all of the managers too. Like when I got fired, shortly after, everyone at the store got replaced. And the people that started to work there, I knew from another Blockbuster because they're shut down. So they kicked all of us out of our Blockbuster because those people got paid less than us. And now those people are gone and some other douchebags are working there. I have to thank Blockbuster though, because without Blockbuster, you guys wouldn't have BLACKbuster. Hey, check this out. Oh, Ghost Town. All because they had some idiots up there in corporate office that just did not know what they were doing. All they had to do was talk to the people who worked in the stores, and that would have kept Blockbuster afloat. But instead, they're like, we're making so much money, we don't have to do anything, we don't have to grow and evolve. I went in there just to see what it was like. With some of my work is still in there too. Yeah. I was talking to the people that work there. I was like, you see that over there? I was like, I did that. Like, you did that? I was like, yeah. Like, well, how the heck did you do that? I was like, I just broke it. It's still broken. Oh, Blockbuster. They're selling to-go phones now. Yep. So you can go in there, you can get your movie, and if your kid needs a to-go phone, hey, slap it on down the counter. Excuse me. Wrong pipe. Oh man. I just couldn't believe how empty that store was. It's absolutely empty. And and the toilet doesn't work. I made sure of that before I left. The toilets at Blockbuster have two different places where you can shut off the water. One is in a secret place that no one really knows except me. It still doesn't work. They have to go next door if they want to use the restroom. I didn't remember I did it until a customer came up and asked to use the restroom. Like, our toilet doesn't work. It hasn't worked since I've been here. And I was just like, I'll tell her where the valve is, but only if I work there again is it going to come back on. Oh, and the safe code is still the same, too. Still the same. You would think they would change it, you know, after all the people that have come through there, but no. I know the safe code to this one, the one that was in Dunkerville, and the one that's in DeSoto that is currently shut down. Well, shutting down. The water wizard. I went next door to the Mr. Jim's and the owner was there. I was like, Solomon. He's like, my boy, how have you been? I used to go over there every day and get free pizza from Solomon. He's like from the Middle East. That dude is cool as heck. I used to give him free movies and I'd get free pizza. You know, he had 2 kids, so I give the kids a free movie, you know, if he rented something. It ain't no big deal. All the coupon codes are still the same. 5610NX00099 is the police coupon, which means you buy one, get one free. 5610DX000199 is a free rental of anything. And I still have the codes for free PS3 rentals as well. One thing I discovered at Blockbuster is that if you put in 5610, 2 random letters, 000 and 99, you can basically find random free rental codes. but they're so stupid that they won't even shut down codes that aren't supposed to work anymore. And man, oh man, the day I got fired, all they had to do was tell me I was fired. And I would have just left like, but instead, they had like every reason in the world to fire me. But instead, they had to call the loss prevention head from corporate office and get that main district manager to meet at the same time at the store with a stack of papers this high of a file of all things that I've done since I've been there to fire me. I'm like, wow, you people got paid to do this much just to fire me? All you had to do was tell me to quit because you're about to fire me. That's all you had to do. Those people got paid to loss prevention, legal, human resources, and one other department at corporate office got paid to sit there and watch 70 of my videos on my old account. Yeah. And people are wondering why Blockbuster went under. How much resources do you have to dedicate to a nigger on the internet? These people are getting paid to watch entertaining videos. Man, that made me laugh. And the guy from corporate office, the guy from human resources, he was a really cool guy. I think I still got his number somewhere. But he told me, he's like, yes, we have to admit the videos are very well done and they're funny, but there's certain things that we have some troubles with, which is understandable. But some of it was just dumb stuff, like they thought I had gone to a customer's house and recorded it. You know, and crazy things like that. I'm like, are you kidding me? You guys brainstorm these questions? Yes, I went to their house and stood in front of it and recorded in front of it to make a point. They had reasons to fire me since the first 3 months of me working there, but they just never did. The first 3 months of being there, I expected to get fired and end up nearly working there for 3 years. Elizabeth, who was that girl that was in my Star Trek review, oh, that light-skinned Hispanic with the curly brown hair, I liked her a lot. Had the opportunity to have sex with her, but I didn't because I wanted to be her boyfriend rather than just her sex toy. And ever since that day, I regret it. I regret it. Because I genuinely liked her a lot. So I didn't just want to have sex with her. You know, I wanted to be her boyfriend. But she was so hurt by some other guy, she wasn't ready to have a boyfriend. So I was like, well, I guess we can't, you know, I guess we just can't do nothing. But, oh, I choke myself out for it now. And my friend Sean found out about that. Like, I called him like that night and told him because I was so disappointed. And next time I saw him, he came in the store and he was choking me. He's like, you idiot! What? You know? But you know, I still feel, you know, good that I said no about that. Because it would have been awkward too, because we worked together, you know. She was the manager over me. So after doing that, how do you think I would be working around her? Okay, what if we're there by ourselves closing the store? What do you think I would press to happen in the candy room? Yeah. It would have been awkward. And man, I would have been all over her all the time. Plus, after she would have had me, it'd be no problem. There was since I worked there, there was 2 different chicks that tried to get me to the candy room. One was this older lady. She had, what was her name? She was disgusting. No, there was actually 3. There was 3 girls that worked there with me. One was at another store, so that's 4 total. 5 total, including Liz. One was this older lady who had a beer belly, and she was just disgusting, like really. And like she would touch on me and stuff, and I'm just like, whoa, no, 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 that ain't gonna happen. And luckily, she got, you know, she got fired from there because she got all ghetto on somebody. That was one. The other, her name was, it was this other ghetto girl. Some ghetto broad from Oak Cliff. Tiffany. I think that was her name. Yeah, she was talking to me and she was trying to get me to, you know, go out with her and, you know, go hang out like afterwards with her or whatever and go do stuff with her. And I was like, no, I don't go out with girls that smell like you. You smell like you have some kind of growth down below. And I said that. I said that when she was trying to come on to me when we were in the office. And oh man, as I said that, we could not work together. We could not work together. She hated my guts. Like someone just smells like they need some magic shit. I'm just saying. I mean, I was like, you smell like you're baking bread. Smells like sourdough to me. Yeah. And I do admit that was rude of me, but she was just a ghetto chick, and she was disgusting, and I did not want anything to do with her. Another one was a girl that worked at the one in DeSoto. She was a cool chick. We were there together overnight. Not overnight, but it was like we were there till like 5 in the morning when we didn't really need to be. We were just talking and everything, and something could happen, but I didn't let it happen. But man, working at Blockbuster, you see some of the most beautiful women. Oh man, some of the women that came through there. I mean, there aren't that many chicks that just blow my mind where you just, like my girl now, she blows my mind. The first time I talked to her, I was just like, I gotta have this woman. I have got to have her. I'm not gonna let this woman slip through my fingers. Okay, that's how it was when I first talked to my girl now, Sammy. But there was a couple other chicks that had the same effect. And these are the only chicks in the world that I've actually felt before I've actually seen. One girl's name was Kendra. I think her last name was Thomas, I think. Kendra Thomas, I think. This girl, this black girl, I told you guys about her before. She was black and she was mixed with something. She had long brown hair with like highlight streaks of like blonde like around the front. She had really light yellow bone skin, beautiful eyes, gorgeous lips, perfect body. Voice was like silk. I could not talk to this girl. For like the first 3 weeks that she started coming there, I was just like, if she came up and asked me a question, like, how's this movie? I was like, it's really good. It's got Dennis Quaid, Ben Stiller. It's a good comedy, and I think you would enjoy it. Like, it was strictly customer employee. I could barely even look at her. But after a while, after I got used to her, she came up one day, and she was like, do you have any Dragon Ball Z movies? And I was, Dragon Ball Z? You had no clue what was racing through my mind when she asked me that. I'm like, is this for your boyfriend? It's like, no, I don't have a boyfriend. Is this for your son? It's like, no, I don't have any kids. I was like, this is for you? She's like, yeah, I like Dragon Ball Z. It's one of my favorite animes. I was just, in my mind, I was like, but standing there, I was just like, and ever since then, you know, it was right before The Mist came out in the movies. And after a while, you know, we started talking all friendly and everything. And I was like, hey, you want to go see The Mist with me? And she's like, sure. You know, I like horror movies. So we got to go out and see The Mist. But shortly after, her and her mom moved away to, I don't know, I think it was McKinney or something like that. But man, oh man, that was a beautiful woman. There was another customer, two actually. One was this white lady. She was so beautiful. And I was so jealous of her husband because this white woman was just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Her eyes, her smile, perfection. And her husband kept that woman knocked up. The 3 years that I've known her, she was always pregnant. After she had a child, she'd have like a month or two to rest, and then she'd be pregnant again. And every time I saw her pregnant again, I was just, oh! Oh! I was mad. I was mad. And then there was this other black lady. I felt her come through the door before I even saw her. I knew she was beautiful and gorgeous before I even saw her. I heard the door open, and I was just like, and it was like an angel just walked through the door. It's like I came in my pants as soon as she entered the vicinity. And when she came to the counter, and when she opened her mouth, it was like an angel just singing hymns. And she just asked a question. I couldn't move. Like the entire time she was in the store, I couldn't move. I just stood there at the drop box just like, and she left out. And as soon as she left, I was like holding on to the counter like this, just like I couldn't, my legs were just giving out on me. I couldn't stand up. I had to hold on to something. And Deborah was just like, you just crazy, man. You ain't right in the head. You ain't right in the head. She was just perfect. Just, she actually looked a lot like my girl that I have now, actually. As far as, you know, the body and everything. Just, you guys know exactly how I am about my girl. When I think about her smile and her cheekbones and her dimples and her eyes. Oh man. It just drives me nuts. Like I was talking to her yesterday, and it just, being away from her just makes me so sad. Like I wake up, you know, after dreaming that I'm back there with her and everything, and like, you know, when you wake up and you're like half asleep. Like usually when I'm sleeping with her, like I usually hold her. I have my arm around her. And I was in the other room over there, and I was like feeling for her. And I was just kind of like, and then I opened my eyes and realized I was here. And my heart just sank like 6 feet under. Oh, it sucks. Jamin and Sam, together forever, together forever, together forever. I love Samantha so much because. Yeah. As long as we love each other, love each other. Oh. But yeah, she's told me ever since I left, okay? Ever since I left, every nigga in the vicinity has been just trying to get close, trying to talk to her. You know, she's got a lot of male friends, and that's something I had to get used to because she's a really cool chick, you know. She doesn't hang out with a lot of girls. But as soon as I left, all them niggas talking about, oh, hey, you know, you want to go out? Can I come over and hang out and blah, blah? Yeah. I'm like, okay, niggas. Okay. That's why I sent my baby a ring. So she could have that rock on her finger. And it's like, no, baby, I'm spoken for. So y'all can go ahead and go about your business. Put a ring on it. And when I go back, the niggas, they gonna just dissipate. They're gonna leave. They're gonna go away. I just find it amazing that as soon as I leave, these fools come out the woodworks trying to get at my girl. It makes me want to punch them. Yes, it does. It really does. Makes me go, hey, man! But I know I ain't gotta worry about it. Because I got a good woman. A very good woman. And I'm just lucky. I'm like one of the luckiest guys on the planet. Yeah, we actually do have plans on having at least one kid. And she said she wants it to be a boy. But only if her doctor says it's okay, because she had complications before, you know, when she had a kid. Well, we gotta start early, you know, because she's 40 and I'm 23. So we gotta have them within the next couple of years at least, before things get a little too complicated. Yes, yes, she's 40. Oh, my fucking cheeks feel red. And when we get married, we're gonna stream it live too, so everybody can watch. She is the only person that can own me. The only person that even when I'm right, I am wrong, and I will admit that I'm wrong even though I'm right. And she knows it. She knows she's the only person that can manipulate me. I guess that's just, you know, I guess that's just how women are. I am not whipped. I simply cannot live without her. Shut up. I'm not whipped. Whatever. I am simply in love. If being in love means you are whipped, then fine. I am whipped. I am whipped so hard that my skin is raw. I am whipped good. Let me pull up a picture for those who haven't seen her yet. It's not a 27-year age gap. There's only like a 17. It's only 17 gap. And, you know, she would have never found. She started out like you guys. She was a fan of my YouTube channel at first. And when I first contacted her, you know, I didn't really think much of it, you know. Like, she sent me a message, and I was like, oh, hey, yeah, you know, I'll watch you. I'll watch her videos. She said I inspired her to make some videos, so she made some videos, and I was watching her. I was subbed to her and everything. And then, like 2 years later, she contacted me again. It's like, hey, you want to talk on Skype? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And I started talking to her, and the first time I talked to her, we were talking for like 8 hours. And I was kind of like, this is a really cool chick. And then she told me she was about to put herself back on the dating market. And I was like, really? Cool. So you found anyone or got anyone in particular that you want to go out with? It's like, no, but I just want to see, you know, what's going to come up. And then, like, we said goodbye and, like, hung up. And I was like, no. And, like, I was just waiting for her to come back online. I was waiting. I was like, please, no one come to this woman before I get back online with her. And next time she got online, she said, oh, yeah, you know, there was this one guy, but he was a jerk and everything, and I didn't like him. Well, that's her right there. That's my baby. Oh, it's driving me nuts. And like after I already confessed to her, I didn't even know how old she was. I thought she was 25. But yeah, I kind of told her, like, I was like, hey, you know, you're the kind of chick that I would like, you know. And I would, if I don't really know much, I'm not really into online relationships, but I would really like you to be my girlfriend. And I don't mean just online, like, you know, we're both adults here. We can definitely see each other and everything, and I would like to get to know a lot more about you. And she was like, I still remember her face. The look on her face when I said that. She was all fidgeting and everything. So cute. Just so cute. And she was like, well, you know, you're the kind of guy that I do like. She's like, do you know how old I am? And I was like, 25. And she was like, no. I was like, 23? She's like, no, don't go down, you gotta go up. Okay, 27, 28. And she was like, I was like, 30? I was like, you can't be older than 30. And she's like, go up. I was like, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. I was like, no way, come on, you're messing with me. She's like, no, no higher. I was like, 36, 37, 38. I was like, you're 38 years old? I was like, wow. I was like, I would have never freaking guessed. She was 38 at the time. And I was like, oh, well, that's cool. It didn't matter to me. I love that woman so freaking much. Yeah, the debate was recorded. You don't gotta worry about that. I mean, from the way that she looks and from the way she speaks, and you know, I would have never guessed that she was anything older than 25. She is Venezuelan, Sicilian, African American, and I think she also has some Puerto Rican in her as well. Quite a delicious mix. And yeah, with that kind of, you know, with that kind of relationship, it's kind of awkward because, like, her daughter looks just like her. They look exactly alike. And when her daughter came to visit, I was kind of like, yeah, she's I think 21, 22 years old. Yeah. And I saw them side by side. They look exactly alike. And they have the same name. So I'm just kind of like, you know, I didn't expect the things that ran through my mind. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't know how to take it. I was just like, yeah. I made a joke once about that, about what I was thinking, and she punched me. She hit me in my jaw. She hit me in my jaw. I went to the doghouse. They are exactly alike. Just exactly alike. It's so strange. It's so strange. It's like looking at a clone of my girl. And like in my mind, I see two of my girl. That's what it looks like to me. And it's just, well, I'm kind of over it now, you know, since it's already over and done with, and I've had time to adjust to it. Avatar Roku approves. No, her daughter's married already. Yeah, it was just weird at first, but you know, it's one thing I just can't help think about. Having two of the perfect girl. Two of the perfect girl. Girlfriend's gift. Chris Chan. Oh man. Oh yes, I have seen the leaked episode of Korra, the new Avatar: The Last Airbender series. It's good. It's good stuff. I can't wait to see more. It's not real. It's just made by the original creators. You can watch it online. It's no problem. I actually Shokyo downloaded it and I downloaded it. I think it might still be on Anime Fushigi. Got it from our good friends at the Pirate Bay. Excuse me. Have I played Skyrim? No, I haven't played Skyrim. I don't plan to either. I mean, I know it's a great game, but, you know, I already have one game that I put hours and hours into, and that's Left 4 Dead. I love Left 4 Dead 2. That is one of my favorite games. The first and the second. Every time I play, it's always something new. Always. Especially when I play with my friend Pingus. Like, Left 4 Dead 1 has some of the funniest glitches I've ever seen. I'm just running, we're just going through the level. I think we're playing, what was that, Death Toll? Yeah, Death Toll. Pingus runs up to a window and crouches below it. I'm fighting zombies. All of a sudden, I hear his character doing the long fall scream. I hear, oh, boom, boom. And he's dead. I'm looking at him. I see his outline, and he's just standing there. I come over there. I'm like, Pingus, what did you do? And like crouch underneath the windowsill and jump. And so I did it. Jump. I laughed so hard. The things that happened in that game was so funny. When I had Lewis and he had Bill, he rescued me from a closet, and we just stood there and stared at each other. We stood there for like 30 seconds and just stared. And then I hit look, and Lewis, Bill! And then Bill said, son of a bitch. We laughed so hard. The way things just come together in that game are just so funny. Pingus and some other guy, they were doing something where they were like crouching and like moving at like a snail's pace. They were like this and like going forward like a little bit, and they had melee weapons, and they were doing that the whole time. Like the whole time, they're like, nothing can stop us. They're just killing the whole zombies, the whole hordes and everything, just whacking them. And then the smoker dragged Pingus away. The other guy is still crouching, just doing that thing. So I'm coming! Hold on! And he's like 3 feet away, but he's crawling towards him. It was hilarious. That game making me die. Oh man, I love that game. That is one of the greatest games of this generation. Plus all the awesome mods you can do for it. Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 have literally an unlimited amount of campaigns. You can play through Crash Bandicoot's games. You can play through Mario games. You can play through all sorts of places. You can mod Donkey Kong as a tank. You can mod a guard armor from Kingdom Hearts as a tank. So many awesome things you can do. You can modify the speech and the sound effect files. You can make a smoker sound like Yoshi. So much fun. So much friggin' fun. Like, I don't do a lot of skin mods, and I don't do any skin mods, and I don't do like any sound mods or anything. But after I saw Neo GameSpark's video, how he was Zelda, and he, a Trollface, Sora from Kingdom Hearts, and I think Riku from Final Fantasy were fighting guard armors and it was hilarious. I have like over 300 hours in Left 4 Dead 2. Oh man. Man, oh man, what a day. What a day. And I just figured out how to run 2 Skypes at the same time. It's actually pretty easy. Like, you just run one normally, and then you open the program again, this time as an administrator, and you run 2. E3? I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, you guys saw last E3, right? Who are we looking for? We might see good things from Sony and Nintendo, but Microsoft? Sorry. Microsoft's last E3 was just bollocks. It was bull testicles. Disneyland, and then you got oh, Sesame Street. I don't think I have to remind the 360 fanboys that basically their platform is dead. They have about 3, 4 games to really look forward to. 3 or 4 exclusives. Oh, Fable Journey. Oh man, it's gonna be so awesome. Looks like they only have 3 exclusive games coming out that aren't Connect based. They have Halo 4, Onibatara Z, Kagura, and a game called Sledgehammer, made by Maximum Family Games. Now, compared to the PS3's list and compared to the PC list, just wow. Wow, wow, wow. PC had a ton of exclusives last year, and it's the same thing for this year too. You know, one thing that BLACKbuster said in his video, he said it several times in his video, that he doesn't understand how people could possibly pay $9.99, $14.99, $19.99 for DLC when he gets whole games for the same price. I mean, I have bought Sid Meier's Civilization 5 for like 10 to 12 bucks. I bought an entire game, a Game of the Year edition that includes all the DLC, for the same price as 5 maps in Modern Warfare. Something is clearly wrong here. I'm sure I'm not the only one that sees it either. Oh, by the way, guys, someone told me that SonicHentai.net was taken down. And according to the people that sent me messages, they said that Taiwei took it down because the members were turning against them or something like that. I mean, seriously, all the people that I've talked to, and I've talked to a good number of people from SonicHentai.net. Some people, you know, they want to remain anonymous, and I will respect their decision for that, because they had the balls to come and talk to me in the first place. Some of them, you know, I had to gain their trust, because they had reasons not to trust me. But they were telling me things, some of the things that have gone on that forum. They talked about how Tidal Wave bans anyone who he thinks is trying to make him look bad, which doesn't really make much sense, you know. I mean, if you have so much respect and friends and a girlfriend and a great family in real life, why do you care so much about what people on a forum think about you or what they say about you? Everyone, and I've been on his Skype list before, he only has like 9 contacts on there. So evidently a lot of people on the forum don't really like him. Evidently in real life, all he has to hang out with is his own sister. Yep, you missed the debate. I mean, people have sent me a lot of stuff about his personal life that I don't really divulge. You know, yeah, he hangs out with his sister a lot. That's really no big deal. But there's other things about his personal life that I know that I'm not going to just throw out there because it doesn't really matter to anyone. But he knows what I'm talking about. He knows. I love it when people say my family accepts what I do. They always say that. Always. My family understand. I'm like, okay, your dad is proud that his 26-year-old son has no job, has no ambition, and that his grown son masturbates to people being absorbed into someone's body through the dick or the anus. And he goes, that's my boy. I love you, son. No. Nope. I'm going to have to say no. I mean, I've seen it on DeviantArt where artists always talk about how their family always makes fun of them for the drawings that they do. No. Mommy might be understanding, but everyone knows that Daddy don't play that. Mommy, well, I'm going to love you no matter what. I'll never be disappointed in you. It's the same thing with Son Manic, a Naho resident. He told his mom about his baby stuff that he does, but not Daddy. Dinner, blaster. Do. Hey, Dad, you want to come over here and look at some of my Cream of Rabbit porn? Sure, there's a song that I'm definitely not ashamed of for liking porn of an underage rabbit. Yup. When my wife gave birth to a son, I always imagined that he would run a website dedicated to porn of underage characters. That's what I wanted for my boy. Proud parents. Proud, proud parents. His dad, okay, is probably going to take out that belt. It's goofy time. No, Dad, no! And it's just like that one man sent me that message about Conic. Talking about, oh, you waste your time, you know, messing with this kid, blah, blah. I've known his family for years, blah, blah. You're this, you're that. I'm trying not to judge you, blah, blah. But then she actually watches the video that I have up there about Conic and says, yeah, he is racist. Yeah, he does do this. Yeah, he is difficult. I'm like, are you trying to defend him? I was like, and if he has so many problems like you say, how about you tell his parents what he does online if he's so disabled instead of bothering me? Because the only reason why I had to deal with him is because he contacted me. He made videos about me. He sent me messages. He added me on Skype. I never contacted this little bugger. I gotta get a 3DS and I gotta get a Vita. He got trapped in the BBC zone. My Little Pony, My Little Pony. What do I think about the bronies? I don't really care. I've watched the show. You know, it's not a bad show. To me, the bronies are more like a fad. You know, it's not anything crucial. It's just a fad. It's just a trend. That's all it really is. I don't know where it originated from, but I've seen a few episodes. My favorite pony would be probably Applejack, I think. I don't know too many of their names. I just know Applejack and I think that's the only. I know there's Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash. Dream Drop Distance, if it's anything like Birth by Sleep, it's gonna be good. Definitely. Birth by Sleep was one of the best games I played in a while. I was impressed. I probably spent like 60 to 80 hours playing that game. If someone put a gun to my head and forced me to have sex with a My Little Pony character, who would I choose? If I had to have sex with one, I think I'd rather get shot in the head. I would rather die than have to live with myself for the rest of my life knowing I had sex with a Pinkie Pie or a Rainbow Dash. You teleport. How about you? Want your answer? Better pull that trigger. But no one really dies in that show, so I'd probably be safe. They'd probably shoot flowers at me or something. Give me 1 second, guys. I got a craving for some ice cream. Alright there, lads, I'm back. Alright. You didn't get a big chunk that gets stuck to your spoon. I am error. Now I'll show you how. Oh man. I just couldn't believe some of the things that idiot said. Maybe it's because he works at GameStop. No one's gonna listen, so it doesn't matter. We shouldn't say anything. It's not gonna change anything. I mean, really. How disappointing. Yeah, he wasn't too bright at all. Yeah, he says that we do lie to you. Like, he was about to say something else, but I cut him off. I was like, well, yeah, we know. We know you lied to us. Like, when did I say that? It's called Time from Persona. Did you guys see how in that video I put Persona? Oh, I said personal computer. I put the little asterisk, around the L. I don't think anyone mentioned that. What do I think about Helsing 920? Oh, that video definitely needed to be done. Definitely. You saw what came of it, didn't you? I made all those people spend hours of their life typing comments on that video when it only took me 8 minutes to record and about 30 minutes just to edit. Not even that, maybe like 15 minutes. But yeah, so Helsing 920, I don't really care about that guy. I guess he was so-called respected in the community or whatever. But after the discussion I had with him and his fanboys, wow. His so-called epic rants. I loved how he made that rant on PC gaming and PC fanboys, but he didn't know anything about either one, so his video was just wrong, and they were owning him in the comments area, so he released a newer video saying, I only did it to troll the PC fanboys, because they are the worst, they are douchebags and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I don't know too much about random DCE. From what I understand, he's pretty irrelevant. People kept telling me he had so much to say to me, but like I sent a message like, hey, I don't know where the heck he is right now, but if he keeps saying stuff about me, tell him to come talk to me. Tell him to send me a message. If he can talk so much behind my back, he can definitely say it to me on Skype and discuss this like a man. He's somewhat known amongst the commentator community, right? Oh, people sock puppets, man. Here's the thing with sock puppet accounts. If you had to run, I love Roshutsu. She's a really cool chick. But if you have to run to a alternate account to express yourself, you defeated yourself. You have outright defeated yourself. Because evidently, you don't have that much confidence in what you're about to say. So you're on a sock puppet account because you're gonna get owned, and you don't want to have getting owned associated with your original account. Because you don't want the backlash. You don't want to suffer the consequences. It's like that guy called Blackbuster Hitler. Even if he's trolling, he calls me sad. Yet, he's on an alt account called Blackbuster Hitler. Well, here's the thing about gaming now. We used to be able to just have fun playing our games. But now the companies have way too much control over our games. Back then, before the consoles were online, we didn't have to really worry about that. We could buy whatever and just buy our games and play them. It's not like that now. Now that we're constantly connected to those companies, we have to take, an active role in making sure that they're not cheating us and having too much control over our systems and our games. For example, a game on the PC, its online capabilities will never be shut down and taken away, ever. People can still play the original Quake. They've been playing Quake online since 1996. You will always be able to play Quake online. Always. But you can't even get a game from this generation and still play online this generation, because you have to go through the companies. The companies own the servers, and because the companies own the consoles, you will not be able to just play on, even a privately owned server for the game. EA shut down servers for games that have online pass. So people who paid for the online pass can no longer play their game online. It's ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous. People bought some of those EA games like 18 months ago, and they can't play them online anymore. 18 months ago! And the reason why EA came up with an online pass was their excuse was that people buying, used games aren't helping pay for the server costs, which is why we have to shut down servers. But now, the very same games that people are paying online passes for are being shut down. So that makes their very statement of having to make online passes false. Gaming isn't like the previous generations at all. It's not. Gaming has now been made to make money first, to put the company's self-interest first, and what they're saying is that we should follow suit with whatever they do. If we want to play their games, we just have to follow whatever they want. We have no say. They can put as many restrictions on our stuff as they want. And they're counting on the newest generations. They just come in and accept it. Like when I work at Blockbuster, I told people all the time, like around Christmas time, they're like, hey, you got any Wii's or PS3s or 360s? Like, what do you think would be best for my son? Why do you think this, that? I'm like, you want to get a PS3. We've had 360s that sat in our store for years. But I always made sure those PS3s went out the door. Always. Gaming Messiah. No, I haven't sent anything to EA. EA knows. They know what the business is. Why do they change their policies? On the consoles, Microsoft and Sony can share your information with any company that they see fit. We're talking your credit card number. We're talking your name, your phone number, anything you put on there. And that's actually in the terms and conditions and terms of service and the EULA. It's in there. Like commonly on the consoles, you don't have to share your information with the companies that made the game. Like you don't have to share your information with what's an example, with Naughty Dog to play Uncharted Online. You don't have to share your information with Activision or Infinity Ward to play Call of Duty Online. But on the consoles, to play your game online, they have to share your information with EA. And they make you an EA account. And EA is also allowed to share your info with anyone that they see fit. Can't do that on the PC. I don't know if it's going to get any better, guys. Which gaming company is the worst of all? Microsoft. Microsoft is the worst. And I've said this for years. The entire concept of the Xbox 360 was never to deliver a good gaming experience. Gaming was an excuse to get that box into every household. I said it, and even people like Larry Von Buren said it too. I have said for years that the entire concept behind the Xbox 360, and this was said prior to the release of the Xbox 360, is that all the analysts came together. They all knew what was going on with the Xbox 360. It was called the window to the family room. Microsoft made the Xbox 360 just so that they could charge people for licensing fees and charge people for ridiculous amounts of money just to use features on their console. Gaming was only used as an excuse to get it through your door. And after gaming got that box into the household, look what happened. Look at what happened. You got your ads on there. You got all the licensing fees from all the companies using the Xbox 360. You have to pay Microsoft just to play your games online. You have to pay Microsoft for Facebook and Twitter and Netflix. They have basically made a box that makes its own money. And they don't really have to do anything. They don't. People pay Microsoft to play their games online when Microsoft has nothing to do with their online experience. Nothing. Microsoft does not own the servers that your multiplayer game is being hosted on. Microsoft only has P2P servers for little features like cross-game chat. They're only hosting the meeting place where your connections go to so you can chat. But Skype does it for free and does it for like 20 people in one room. Microsoft, all they do is flip a switch in your Xbox saying you are allowed to play your game online. You're allowed to use these online capabilities. That is all they're doing. They're making money from nothing. And then at the same time they have ads on your 360. They have microtransactions. People buying stupid stuff for their avatar. They charge, Sony and Microsoft charge developers $45,000 just to release a patch. Just to release an update. They take a majority of the money that is made by indie developers on Xbox Live. They have licensing fees that they're getting from Netflix and Twitter and Facebook and all the other companies that are on Xbox. And they still have to charge you $60 a year? That is straight up abuse. Developers have made more money on Steam in a week than they have on Xbox Live in a year. That should tell you something right there. Yeah, this is being recorded. Yeah. And no, people, I don't hate Microsoft. I hate their business practices with their console. But as far as I'm concerned, Windows 7 is a great operating system. And I love Microsoft's other products like their cameras, their keyboards, their mice. Those are really good to me. I like those. I like buying Microsoft products. But I will never support their console. I mean, with their software, Microsoft basically makes most of their money not from the individual sales of their operating system, but every school getting a new operating system. Everything runs on Windows. The self-checkout computers at the stores, you got nearly every single store runs on Windows. That's where all their money comes from, really. Not from individual sales of it. And that's why they release it for free. You can get it free at your college. You can get it for $10 at your college. If you beta test their operating system, they'll send you a key after the testing is done. Because that's not where their money is made from. And I would never pay for Microsoft operating system. I did once. Only once. And I will never make that mistake again. I paid for Windows Vista. And that made me want to slit every artery in my body. I will never make that mistake again. But man, when Windows 7 came out, beta, I installed it and I was just like, what the heck was Vista for? That was horrible. Vista was absolutely horrible. Yeah, but there's so many ways you can get Windows for free. You can literally just download it and install it and just basically call the hotline talking about, I don't have my key, and they'll give you a key. Windows 8, I'm not too sure what to think about it. I haven't really read up on it. Whenever they release the beta for it, I'm going to install it and use it. Hey, if you spam like that, the Ustream bot is going to kick you. I spent like, how much did I spend on Vista? I had Windows Vista 64-bit for system builders, and it was absolutely horrible. I have never seen so many not green screens, blue screens in my life. Yes, I use Macs at school. I don't have anything against Macs or Linux. I have nothing against them, so I don't really have an opinion on them. Sonic franchise, I'd say it's rather good right now. They got some pretty good voice actors, and I just installed Sonic Generations on here. Yes, by the way, I can install any of my games on Steam to any computer I want and play them. So I'll always have my games with me as long as I have, the ability to use a computer. Yeah, I just installed Sonic Generations and I'm about to play it. Yeah, I've used Ubuntu. I used to have Ubuntu on a flash drive, and I would install it on a random computer somewhere. I really pissed off some IT guys at the college because I slowly started converting every computer in there to Ubuntu. Man, when I got caught, they were talking about kicking me out of the college. Dude was mad. Because I don't know how to fix it. I'm like, how are you the IT guy and you don't know how to reinstall Windows? Really? And they're paying you? Dude was like seriously mad. I mean, I really should have done it because I did violate some of the terms and conditions about being at the college. I tampered with, their property. And yeah, that was a pretty big offense. But I did get kicked out. How to get caught? It was my username on all the computers. I didn't care. Like I left one here, left one there, left one here, left one there, and then people started complaining that there were certain computers that were just locked by some weird operating system that nobody could use, and only Jamin could log in. And so, like, the IT guy came to my classroom where I was using my Ubuntu computer at my desk, at my station. He's like, "Why are you doing this?" I'm like, "Because the school's computers are crap, and Ubuntu is better than what you guys have on there. That's why. This works much better." I literally watched the guy sit there at a computer throughout the entire class period. He couldn't even get to the screen to reformat the hard drive and to install Windows. He didn't know how to press F8 or F12 right when the computer turns on to go to the options to install from a freaking disk. Pathetic. And he was raging. Man, he was mad. I'm guessing the school told him if he couldn't fix it, I guess because he's supposed to be checking these computers like ever so often, and this has been a growing problem. So I guess they told him if he didn't fix them within a certain amount of time, I guess he was going to get the can. So I guess he was mad. The Assassin's Creed series, it's good. I played the first one. Yeah, I've only played the first one, but it's good. I just never really had the time to get to the other ones, really. The Windows 8 beta is out?
No.
Hey, don't walk in front of the camera.
Where's Jemai?
Gone.
Did I back to school?
No, he went to go hang out with Ariel.
Who's Ariel?
From church.
That's his girlfriend?
Can a guy go out with a girl and not be a boyfriend, girlfriend, or a date thing?
No.
You're stupid. Get out of here.
I'm being sarcastic, dude.
Whatever.
Is this mine?
That's his brush.
No, it looks like Donna. Bye.
Bye. I hate my family so much.
Hey. Take that back.
No, I'm not taking it back. Oh, these people I live with. Yeah, my parents, they really... I told you guys what happened to my parents, and I told them about Sam, my Sameka, my Momo. They didn't take it too well, and I told you guys what happened with that, you know. So, all they really did was make our relationship stronger. And when I marry her, oh, they're going to get a wedding invitation, all right. And will they be mad? My parents are real conservative. My parents are conservative, democratic, Christians, and anything that's outside the little spectrum is just taboo. Yeah, they said my dad said some pretty nasty stuff, and man, my parents are really pissing me off. Like, my dad had called her. He actually called her names, and I was gonna punch him through the banister. I told my dad to his face, if you say one more fucking thing about her, I am going to hit you in your jaw. The look on his face, and I was serious. They saw I was freaking serious, and he shut up real fast. And he just looked at me like, oh yeah, I was pretty freaking mad. No one, not even my parents. I'm not even gonna allow my parents to hurt my girl. Upgrading to Windows 7. I'm not entirely sure. Like, they say you have to do a completely new install, but from what I heard, you can simply change like one line of little code in the installer, and you can install on top of Vista or XP. Yeah, you can torrent it too. I would consider myself a Christian, but like, I grew up in a church, and the Bible really has, helped me a lot. Kept my head on straight, kept me from making some mistakes. So it definitely has its values. It's just some people, like everything else in the world, they take it too far, and they use it as an excuse for their actions as well, which I really, really hate. I know that song. Our God is an awesome God, He reigns from heaven above. Maybe it wasn't for church. I'm actually a song leader at church. No, I'm not getting an iPhone. I don't want no iPhone. Yeah, song leader. I lead people in song. This is a Samsung something. Like, I found it in my sister's drawer, so. The religion today is just so diluted. It really is. It's simple. I mean, it's always been a simple thing, but people, like everything else, use it to make money. They use it to control people. They twist things to their own, advantage. It's pretty cut and dry, really. But you're not going to know that, following somebody else or listening to somebody else. You got to study for yourself. The guy I debated with, he was some assistant manager at GameStop, so his gaming knowledge was just through the roof. He sent me a message over YouTube talking about how wrong I am. Here's one thing I've always told my parents. Why I don't date Christian girls. Okay, I grew up as a Christian. I still consider myself a Christian. But Christian girls, they want some dick. They want some dick. You will be more likely to lose your virginity to a Christian girl rather than, a non-religious girl. BBC has nearly made babies, okay? Nearly made some mistakes. Not with regular girls, but with Christian girls. I was going to have some kids, okay? I was going to have some kids. No, it is not the other way around. Nope. The girl I lost my virginity to, Christian girl. I have felt up so many girls, like, in church. Like, a lot. There was times where, even, like, my dad took me with him to some kind of, like, preacher's meeting or something. Like, halfway across America, and I had to stay at the house with his preacher friend's daughter. Man, oh man. You don't leave two young teenagers alone, and you've been telling them the entire time that they've been growing up, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. First thing that happened when I was there, she was showering, okay, and I was in the room across the hallway. She came out the shower, no towel, nothing. She knew I was freaking there. And like she went to her room and left her door open. And I kind of like walked by and I was just kind of like, and I like just watched her, and she knew I was freaking watching her. And then later on, oof, man, things got so close. So close. I was probably like 14 at the time. But I also find most Christian girls to be pretty easy to manipulate. Alright, this is how I've resisted having a kid, okay? This is how I've avoided making a mistake. Not only have I been taught, you know, like, oh, you know, don't have a kid out of wedlock and blah, blah, blah. No, I don't like condoms. I don't use condoms. But here's the thing. Kids cost money. I'm a very dollar-oriented person. And when I see a girl present herself, like the girl that was at that hotel that was on security at, who had me in her room and stripped off all her clothes, and I was just like, sorry, but if I sleep with you, that just means that I'm going to have to deal with you for 18 years. I'm going to be paying money out of my pocket for 18 years. And the way I see it, if you sleep with a girl with no protection, you're basically sleeping with Maury Povich. Basically. Plus, I don't want no STD. I don't want no bumps on my dick. Okay, I don't want anything harming my black mamba. That's what my girl calls it. She told me that last night. She calls it the black mamba. Oh man. But yes, just see it that way. If you're about to sleep with a girl and you're about to make a mistake, imagine the spirit of Maury Povich behind her. If you sleep with her, you're sleeping with Maury Povich. Just imagine Maury's face. That's all you have to do. Everyone's seen the Maury show. Everyone has watched people make these mistakes and be dragged on television, and they got this baby mama, that baby mama, and they have to go through all the trouble of DNA testing and everything. And these same people that watch this happen to people day after day, year after year, still make the same mistake. If you don't think it's real, I've worked in a government assistant housing community. The Maury show is real. People that have lived there have gone to the Maury show. And we are talking about the ghetto of the ghetto of the ghetto of the ghetto of the ghetto. I've seen girls get off the bus at the bus station, come by my booth, open a window, like, hey, what's going on? You walking fast. Like, I finally got my DNA test back. Yes, they willingly act like that on television. Yes. I think they also get paid too. I think they get paid like maybe $1,000 or something in some cases, depending on the show. But overall, they get a free plane ticket. They get a free DNA test. You know, they get all kinds of free stuff while they're there. So, overacting? Oh no, these people act like this in real life. That's how they are in real life. Why do they got bodyguards up there? They don't care they're on television. They're gonna fight and rip out each other's weave and everything regardless of where they are. That's why they have to have people up there on standby. The fakest thing that was on the Maury show was the psychics. And the ghost stories. Oh, I had a chicken pizziola the other day. It's like when I bit into it, like literally when I bit into that sandwich, this is what played in my mind. I was literally that sandwich just like. That's all I'm gonna play because I know how friggin' YouTube is. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube. I can't have music like that on here. Such a good sandwich. I don't watch any sports. I hate watching sports. I absolutely hate it. I like playing sports. Yeah, I love that. But I just can't stand watching it. Well, WWE is a little bit different. That's a lot different. I mean, you can't compare Funkasaurus to anything in any other sport. But I love playing football. I love playing soccer. I love baseball. I love golf. Yeah, the debates over and done with. You know, let me edit that video. When I was over on base, we got to play football all the time. Football was so much fun with those people. And we got to play tackle football too, so that means pain is coming. They didn't care. If you got hurt, they'll just send you home. My views on Megan Speaks? The stupid cunt. I think that pretty much summarizes what I think about Megan Speaks. But that's the same thing, you know, that I feel for Life in a Tent and Kevin. Yeah, that's all the YouTube whores, really. But girls like Megan Speaks, you know, and Reply Girl, look what they're doing. People really don't care what they have to say. All they want to do is look at them. That's it. And they whore out their feminine qualities to attract a crowd. Mostly a male crowd. So if they want to do that, why don't they just go to Live Jasmine and be the whore that they really are? They'll be making more money. Now, Hannah Minks, I would destroy her. If I had 5 minutes with Hannah Minks, she'd be limping for quite a while. I mean, girls like Megan is freaking ugly. Megan is ugly as hell. So I don't understand people that even watch her videos. Like, why would you watch an ugly chick when you can probably go watch, you know, Hannah Minks? At least she has a really nice full rack and she's at least very cutesy. Yeah, Justine is ugly too. I would hit boxing so hard. She's not underage, is she? Unless she's in college now. People like Fred. Here's the thing about Fred. Fred has... I give Fred props. I'm not a fan of Fred's videos. In fact, I hate his videos. But he has not once sold out to the popular stuff, pop culture, anything. He has made his own content. He produces his own things. He sticks to his own guns. And that's what got him to even have his own show today. That's why you see fools like Shane Dawson, who's been trying to get, you know, his own show, trying to get signed somewhere, but nobody wants him because he's not talented. He's not. No one sees the benefit of having Shane Dawson. I can't stand Shane's videos. I really can't. Horrible. People that make their own original content and don't have to rely on whatever is, you know, popular right now. Those people I have to give props to, like Smosh. Sometimes they hit on a popular subject, but a great majority of their stuff is them doing their own skits. I may not like their skits, but they have gotten to where they are by doing their own thing. I like the Ustream. I do. That's why I'm subbed to him. I'm subbed to Trolls News as well. In fact, when I get some money, I'm ordering a Trolls News t-shirt. As soon as I get some extra money. I love that show. I also love No Date Gamers. Same guy that did the Morshu show. That guy was a genius. He was a straight up genius. I haven't really heard of those people. But guys, it's been a lot of fun. Oh, I love JonTron. I'm going to go ahead and shut it off for now, guys, and you guys will see the debate up later. I'll probably have to convert the file and re-upload it. But you all have a good night, and I'll see you later. Hey, what's up?